everyone, my name is Miss Laura and today we are going to make some DIY cute little piggy banks out of water bottles. So follow along with these tutorials, pick up your supplies at the library, and stay for the end of the video to learn a few ways that you can use this piggy bank to help you save some money. When you come to the library to get your kit for your piggy bank, you're going to be provided with the following things: a water bottle, a piece of cardstock for the body, 2 ears in a different pattern, a nose cover with the same pattern as the original piece for the body, 2 googly eyes, a pipe cleaner, and 4 pom-pom balls. This will be in the bag that you receive. Now the water bottle we give you will be brand new. It will have the water still in it, so make sure that you drink all the water or pour it out, but hopefully drink it before you start your craft. In fact, it's better if you drink it earlier so that it has time to dry out, but ultimately it will end up dried out anyway, so if you didn't think ahead for that, you're fine. It'll still work out. Now, the first thing we'll need to do is to make our body for the piggy bank. So I'm going to move everything aside and I'm going to get the water bottle. So the water bottle you get will just look like a normal water bottle. It will be filled with water, obviously. So after you drink the water, you'll have an empty water bottle. What we need for our piggy bank is a slit where we can put our coins. So using a scissors or an X-Acto knife. I use an X-Acto knife. It was easier for me, but scissors work absolutely just as well. You're just going to cut a slit into the bottle that should be big enough to fit a coin. Now, I already cut mine, so you won't see me cut it, but all I did was cut a little bit of a rectangle. It doesn't have to be perfect, just so that we could fit the coins into our piggy bank. Now, like I said, you can use scissors, you can use an X-Acto knife, you can have a grown-up help you with this. This probably is the trickiest part of the craft. Once we have our slit cut out, we are ready to get started decorating our water bottle, starting with the body. Now, our body is going to go around our water bottle, so it's going to need a slit as well. I've already cut my slit to save time, but all you're going to do is to cut a slit about the same size as the slit that you did on your water bottle. When I did mine, I held my water bottle up to the light, and then I used the light to see how big the slit was. I drew on the paper and then cut out to fit it. Does that make sense? So when I wrapped the paper around, I held it up to the light. See how you can kind of see through? And then I just drew the rectangle where the slit was, and then I cut it out. So now I have a piece of paper with a slit and a water bottle. Now, to secure the piece of paper around my water bottle, I'm going to use hot glue. You don't have to use hot glue. I find that hot glue is best for these videos because it dries a little bit faster and allows me to move on with the craft a little bit more efficiently. But if you have regular glue, you can use regular glue. You just need to make sure that you give it time to dry. Also, the paper will be long enough to wrap around the water bottle. So if you wanted to wrap it around, I gotta make sure it's on the slit, and then just tape it, it won't be as secure, but it absolutely would work too. Just putting a piece of tape to close up the paper if you do not have the hot glue or the regular glue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that our slits line up, and we're just going to put some glue. You can put glue on the whole thing. I'm just going to put on the end because I think that will be enough for what I need right now. I might need some more glue. Looks like my glue stick's running short. I'm just going to put that down so I know where I want to keep it. Luckily, I have the glue sticks right next to me, so I should be able to switch those out pretty quickly. Holding that in place so that it doesn't move. I'm going to add this glue stick, and then I'm just going to add some glue on the other side. And I'm going to wrap it all the way around my water bottle. Nice and secure. I see the slit is on top of the slit, just where I want it. And the body of my pig is all set. Like I said, if you're using tape, you're just going to put a piece of tape over the crease, the connecting part, or you can use regular glue. I used hot glue, like I said before. All right, our next step is to add our ears. So you're going to get 2 ears in your bag. The ears are going to be different pattern than the body, so it has a little bit of effect. Now, they're going to be kind of big. They're going to be kind of tall. Let's see this. They're going to be kind of tall. So what I did with mine is I bent it so that the ears are a little bit shorter. And I'm just going to, if you can, just put it underneath the original piece that we put on. So here we have, just putting, because I didn't put glue all around it, I'm able to just kind of slide it in like that. If you did put it all the way around there, then you won't be able to slide it in. You can just glue them on top like this, or you can just glue them kind of a little bit further ahead like this. But like I said, the best way is to slide it underneath so that it gives a little bit of a ear effect without seeing the back flap of the paper. And I'm going to need some glue, so put some glue in there. I'm going to put some glue on the actual paper. And then slide it in its spot. Once again, you can use tape for this as well. You're just going to put a piece of tape right here where the crease meets the ear. There's some glue on it. That's okay. With my other ear, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put some glue on it. And then slide it under the original flap. And here we have our little pig ears. All right, now that we have our ears and our body, we got to add our little nose. So the nose will be the same pattern as the body that you receive, and it's going to just be glued on the front so that you have a little bit of a fun detail on the cap. So the cap is going to stay on, and then we just put some glue on the cap. Get my glue going. That's a lot of glue, but that'll work. And we just put the circle on the cap. Like I said, you can use regular glue for this. Just make sure you let it dry. So now we have our cute little pig face. All it's missing is our eyes. You'll get a pair of googly eyes in your craft basket, in your craft kit. So we're just gonna add some glue. You can add it to the eyes, you can add it to the face. I'm adding mine to the face. Little eyeball. Little eyeball. A little bit more even. There we go. So now we have our pig face with their eyeballs and the ears and the slit on top for our money. Lastly, actually there's 2 more things. This little piggy needs a tail. That's where the pipe cleaner comes in. So once you get your pipe cleaner, just bend the front of it so that you have something to glue onto the back. Or if you want to, you can make a hole and stick the pipe cleaner in. That's another option. It doesn't even require glue. You can just stick it right into the bottle if you make a hole with a scissors. Otherwise, we're going to glue mine on. So I'm just going to wrap it around to make it curly because we know some pigs have curly tails and I want my pig to have a curly tail. Little curly cue. And then I'm just going to put some glue on my pipe cleaner. And Stick it right on. Now this is the one that's probably going to take the longest to dry when you use regular glue, or even when I'm using my hot glue. I'm holding it on there a little bit more because I don't want it to move at all when I do this. Tail, you know what? I want my tail to be a little bit smaller, so I'm actually going to get a pair of scissors. And I'm just going to cut it. One less curly cue for me. You don't have to do this step. You can keep it long. I just wanted mine to be a little bit smaller. Okay, now we're almost done with our piggy bank. But look, when I let go of my piggy bank, it rolls to the side. That doesn't look like a very cute piggy bank if it's laying on its side. It looks like a pig that's sleeping. So to hold it in place, we're going to use these little pom-pom balls. The goal for these pom-pom balls is to space them evenly kind of on both sides of the pig so that they can kind of create a barrier that doesn't let the pig roll side to side. Once again, we're just going to use our glue and put 4 dots on the bottom of our pig. I'm going to do 2 and 2 actually. Stick a pom-pom there. Stick a pom-pom there. You want it to be far enough out to the side where it's able to stop the pig from rolling, but not too far that it's going to be too wide and it's not going to hold on the ground while the other ones are on the ground. You want all 4 to be able to be on the ground at the same time, basically. So I have those on this side. And then I'm just going to kind of even it out. And put the other pom-pom balls. Glue on the other side. So these pom-pom balls are a little too far back. My pom-pom balls might need to be a little further forward. It seems to be leaning forward now that I have the pom-poms there. But when you add the money, it should hold it kind of in place. There we go. So now we have all the things we need except for money. And that it could be coins. I don't know if dollar bills really work well for this type of piggy bank, but that is the last step. So we have our cute little piggy bank already, upcycled, recycled bottles for you to add your coins. Okay, so now you have your piggy bank. How are you going to use it to save your money? Well, obviously, a piggy bank is not meant to be money that you're going to take out every day because it's hard to access all the money that's in there. You're going to have to kind of cut it open or break it open. Maybe you can try to get it out from the top. I don't know if that's going to work. But that is one way to save money because you're not going to be as easy to grab it and spend it. You might think twice about spending that money if you don't have to spend that money. An even greater way to do this is to make more than one bank. Then you know that there's going to be banks for money that you save and banks for money that you spend. For example, if you have multiple banks, maybe one's a piggy bank and the piggy bank is the save bank. You don't take the money out until you actually have to or you really want to. So maybe you're saving for something big like an iPad or something. That would be your save bank. It would be the money goes in there and we don't touch it until we want to touch it. Then there may be another bank, and maybe this is a cup, or maybe this is something that you can open, and it's going to be a spend bank. So some of your money goes into the save, and they're not going to touch that. And the other bank is going to be a spend bank, which means that you're going to be able to take this money out and use it in your day-to-day stuff. So you're going to use it to, go to get ice cream with your friends, or go to the movies, or whatever you want to do. That's going to be the money that you're not really going to expect to have later on, to keep in your bank for a later, bigger purchase. You can even have more banks. If there's something you're specifically wanting, you can have the save bank that's just like a rainy day fund. And then you can have the bank that's specifically for, I'm going to save this money for an iPad, and I'm going to keep money in there until I reach the amount of money I have for an iPad, and then start over with something else. And then you have the spend bank. So maybe you have 3 banks. So it is up to you how you want to use the banks, but keeping more than one bank and keeping one definitely that is a save bank that you're not going to touch will help you get more money and save more money in the long run for something bigger that you might want later. Another way to do this is to make sure that you save first and spend later, which means that you put money to save before you decide what you want to spend. That means, say you get $1 and you say, I'm going to save 50 cents of this dollar. So you put 50 cents in the bank, and that's the first decision. Now you say, I have 50 cents to spend. So instead of thinking I have $1 to spend, since you've already saved, now you only have 50 cents to spend, and that changes how you maybe approach your spending. Another good thing to do is to keep track of what you're spending money on. These small purchases creep up. I know. I am someone who likes to get my iced coffee in the afternoons, and I go to the store to get that, and those little things add up. So if you maybe keep a money diary, you start write down what you're actually spending money on, you might be surprised at all the things that you could probably take out of your spending. For example, maybe I don't get iced coffee every day. Maybe I decide that I'm going to get it, 3 days a week. Then that's going to save me X amount of money on my money diary, and that money can be saved. I may decide to not get iced coffee at all and decide to make coffee myself at home. That's a great option as well. So taking a money diary actually physically shows you what you're spending money on, and it might help you decide that maybe you don't need to go to get ice cream with your friends every weekend. Maybe sometimes you get ice cream, and then sometimes you guys just hang out at the library and you don't spend money, or do something else. So that's a great way to just know what you're spending money on and where you can save. It's a good way to look at it and see, maybe I can save money here, maybe I can spend a little less money there. But ultimately, just knowing what money you have and where you are keeping it is really the best way to save money. All right, so now you have your piggy banks, and you can work towards saving your money and keeping your coins nice in this cute little pig so that you're ready to go when you want to crack open this pig and get your money out to buy something cool.